So, hi everyone! Today in this video, we're gonna talk about how to face and battle what I would say as like one of the best type or the worst type of disorders that we have today, that is stress and anxiety. How to fight them, and this is gonna be based in what science seems to say that is most useful to put us in a better state. So, first of all, what is stress? Stress is a response that our body tends to have that are involved with the triggers that we get from our environment. So stress, it cannot be perceived as something that's intrinsically bad. What is bad is when we have over a long amount of time we're putting under stress. Is not the stress by itself that's something that's bad. In reality, stress is triggered and is generated and is something that a lot of our ancestors already had, because it is something that in short term puts us in a better way to survive than if we were not stressed. And you're going to see that sometimes if the stress is controlled, you're going to get so better performance, because when you're stressed, we're more aware. When you're stressed, our heart rate tends to increase, your blood tends to flow at higher speed, and so by flowing at higher speed, more nutrients, more oxygen by unity of time gonna reach for all your cells. So it's something that has a utility. It's not you have to perceive and look that you are stressed, you have something that's bad and you should not feel never stressed. No, this is a lie. You cannot demonize stress. What you have to demonize is when you got exposed during a too much time of this stress. Because if you're gonna see our ancestors, they had this stress because the way that they have faced the world is probably a way that in sometimes they could kind of fear for their lives, because they would face a lion, a tiger, a viper, and so the stress response is triggered to just act and be present in short term, is in the term that I'm gonna escape or fight with the animal or with the other trigger that I'm facing. What happens today? Today we're not facing these type of small stressors in terms of time, but obviously high in terms of danger. No, the majority of stressors that we face, they don't put us, our life, in dangers, but we're so exposed to these small stressors. And what is generates? Generates that our average level of hormones that are related with stress are higher than what should be the normal level. And so why this is a problem? Well, our body was not made to have these stress levels being so high. It's like our body is as well not made to be so surrounded with a lot of foods, easy type of calories that comes with junk foods, and that's why a lot of people today are and have obesity. They are above their weight. And stress is as well something that comes with a new environment which our body and our brain was not involved to be. We're made in an environment that we are scarce resources. We are made to don't always be stressed, don't always have the pressure to perform in work in every time during 8 hours, to perform and having to take care about our kids, thinking to get so a buzz that's overcrowded with people, and so have these stressor type of things. We're not made to be that, but the reality that we're evolved to do it, and we have adaptive type of ability, and we have ability to face, use tools to so face this new environment, which if we not control, we're going to tendency to be overstressed and suffer so with problems as the developments of disorders. So what science seems to say, now that we understand what's the stress and anxiety, because it's useful to understand what's stress and anxiety, understand that you cannot demonize. What we have to demonize is when you are too much over these states, and also how we face them. We have so external factors that I will say that we are exposed to a lot of teams, even if they're not like in a level of fearing for our life when we face a tiger, a lion, than our ancestors have faced. But we have so overload of work or studies, we have financially or family problems, we have to deal with interest rates, with bankruptcy, that our money can be put so in the bank and so we don't get them back. We can have faced difficult relationships and conflicts with almost 1,000 of people that we got interactions during our lifetime, in comparison with the past that we lived in the trips. We just probably will face during our lifetime 50 as best and as max probably that someone will face. So we have more people in dread, more people that have to get so a image built for them, get me have to get attention, what's the image that pays for a lot of people, because we know, and mainly in the era of social media, that we have to face so much people, things that comes and it bets for our image, they kind of have like a high probability to propagate and to exponentially so spread disinformation that can be something negative for me. And so people tends to be overthinking about what's the image that they pass for the other ones. We tend to as well have internal factors that are things that are something that happens, automatic thoughts, the type of obsessive thoughts that people tend to have, that comes with sometimes unrealistic expectations, self-criticism that so make us have our brain overloading, overthinking over us, because we need to perform in jobs. In the past we don't have to have jobs, in the past we don't have like to deal with banks, with people, with so much connection. So we have these type of factors. We are, I would say that we are so overcrowded with triggers from our environment that we're not made to be. So this is something that our brain is not involved to do, and sometimes the ones that tends to more adaptive from that they survive is like how that happens in science. The ones that can adapt to this new world with new stress factors, they will reproduce, they will not have this type of disorders, or if they have, they are able to fight. Other ones they're not, they will so get not will survive and they will not reproduce. And so this like allow, but we're so evolved our type of technology that we have, our knowledge, that we can face it even if we're not like the stronger people. And it's like I want to reinforce now till this video, reinforce the point that even if you're not like the strongest person mentally talking, you can have ability and you have tools to face it. It's nothing that you cannot try to face it. We have people that have some type of disorders, like they don't can see, they can like don't have legs, and they survive. They can survive because we've evolved to make better these lives. So what do you have to understand? So now that you understand all the components, what science seems to say that is best to get so our stress levels getting lower. First, breathing. Breathing is the thing that seems that has like the most impact. And what type of breathing? We have the diaphragmatic breathing. That's like inhale slowly through your nose, expanding so your abdomen as much as you can, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale through your mouth. And this exhale has to be in a lower rate than your inhale. So other thing that you can do, adopt, it's something that we can take from the natural, the way that we do. It's something that screws, and we have tested seems that has effect. The tendency that we have to breathe during when we're crying is a way that as well decreases the way that our stress level is in our body. And or is the way that we tend like to inhale quickly, like 2 seconds, stuck, inhale a bit like more 1 second, and then exhale. Uh, it's like the type of way that you breathe when you're crying. It's like inhale 2 times, stuck, inhale again, and then exhale. Is a way that you can do. Other way that seems to be effective is the 4-7-8 breathing. That is, inhale for 2 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. So these two type of breathings, always inhale in slower rates or less time than you exhale. Is what seems to decrease your heart rate, and so it what makes your body comfortable. In long term, other things that can be as well useful, meditation and mindfulness, because it plays with our neural networks and puts us in a way that we're more focused, can fight so the automatic thoughts that is one of the triggers for stress, can fight so our way to concentrate that as well, so don't make us being overloaded for external triggers that I want to get and pay attention to. It's something that's helpful, even more for people who don't have like disorders in the ability to focus. Is something that is useful. Adopting mindful ingredients and gratitude. And yes, gratitude. Why gratitude is important? It's like gratitude is like the ability that we have to take 5 minutes in our day and focus in like trying to explore things that we do, like things that are good in our life, because it works as well in our brain in making him what? Making it him working in searching for good things in our environment and not just for bad. Because what is stress? Stress is like our body perceiving bad things in our environment and responding in. So someone that's more stressed is someone that's is a tendency to see more bad things in their environment. So if you work in the opposite, if we make our brain by consciously working in applying so the gratitude, we're gonna see that it's gonna turn into something that's unconscious. Our brain gonna so turn during our normal day, not just like in 5 minutes of active effort to search for good things in our life. Our body will become some more positive towards our environment, and so we're gonna feel more relaxed in the status quo of our well-being and the naturally way that we act toward the life. So something that's important. Other thing that plays as well with hormone levels in our brain and how our body is physical activity. Physical activity seems to have ability that changes the way that our body has in terms of hormone levels and obviously as well health. So it's like something that applies in other things that are important, not just stress for our health. And so by applying other things that are useful for our health, tends to put us and to fight better against stress type of features that we can face. Other thing that we tend to get stressed is over the times that sometimes we feel don't have enough time. Ability to have time management overload. What we can do to have time management, you can look for a video in this channel that I've talked about what's like the best ways that we can do to manage our time and do so more in less time. Other things, mindset shift that comes for gratitude can be if someone doesn't have like the ability to get like a psychology. Gratitude is something that's good. We can as well apply other block that is to rationalize over your day, understand what the things that you feel fear, what is your life is going to, if you like it. Rationalize helps you to have probably fight things that you could face in the future, and you can or avoiding it or preparing it if it's something that you have to face because it's going to make you better. So you can take the time to rationalize, understand that sometimes someone in your family can die, and so if they die, what will be the way that you have to face. So preparing it and having plans, not being pessimist, but working so to you be resilient for any type of adversity that can come. So rationalize is about that. It's rationalize about the future and rationalize about what happened to you in the present and past. That so makes you to gain a new belief, a new knowledge to go so toward your life a bit with more wisdom. So it's something that helps you too. It's like long-term strategies. We have short-term strategies. That's briefing is the best. Long-term briefing, ability to time management, ability to rationalize, search gratitude, and is something that works in searching good things in our life. And so these long-term strategies obviously adopting and putting us in an environment that's naturally more good and we have to face bad things obviously help us if we not have poverty, if we not face in a neighborhood which we have a lot of problems, a lot of criminals. So it's something that you have to as well try to modify, but understand that see what's your ability to manage, what you cannot manage. What you manage, you work on is like your circle of competence that you can change. So the things, normally things as your health, the people that you are working with, what you do with your time, what so by doing your time, what's your behaviors, you apply gratitude or not, if you're just scrolling over all day in social media. So and understand that there are things you cannot control, like control what's the president of the other country is going to do. You cannot have control, and so this is something that's good. Trying to define what you can change or not helps you to not bother with what you cannot change. And what you cannot change, I'm meaning so things that if happen you cannot do something to try to overcome it. Define it quickly, and so you define what you can control, and is something that as well takes pressure of things that are and can create pressure on you, but you cannot just like do nothing if this in reality happens. So I hope this video helped you, and see you in the next one.